forgot to turn on.
All right.
The other part there. Yep. Yeah, I was trying to, and I hear that system sounds. I thought I muted that. God, just. No, of course not. I mute it, and then automatically by itself, whenever it feels like it, it does what it wants to, and decides to unmute itself. So.
Okay.
That's pretty bad. Audio. Yeah, let me try an audio project.
AI is just taking over, and this is what we're going to do, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
1 minute until showtime.
And if you try to fix it, we will just ignore you because we'll do what we want to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Gotta love the new AI. Yeah.
I usually use. I don't know if Don is. Let's see. Oh. Maybe not.
There is nothing you can do about this. I rule.
Yeah, there you go. That's
it.
That's it.
That's it. That sums it up right there. There's nothing you can do.
There is nothing you can do. Oh, wow. This isn't... there we go. We're live on...
Yeah, we should be getting them. They're all supposed to be calling in at 7.
Yeah.
So we should be getting them pretty soon here. I told Cap that you played the sound bite.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Whoa.
There we go.
This is All About Wine, the talk show dedicated to the wine industry since 2009. Featuring winemaker, cellar master, vineyardist, and tasting expert, Ron.
Basically, what we're trying to do on this program is just trying to educate people and trying to make wine less confusing.
You know what happened? I was trying to hit the countdown button because it syncs with the... Oh, did I interrupt that? Sorry.
Using and more friendly.
You
From coast to coast.
Yeah.
I interrupted it? Yeah. But I was trying to hit the countdown thing.
Again. Yeah.
And instead I hit the intro button, and then I couldn't stop it without closing the... Anyway. Yeah,
and around the world.
Okay.
We really have had some neat people on the program. I love that.
Post your questions and comments during the live show on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/allaboutwinebtr.
All about wine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of it. If this was an edited show, they would have never heard any of that goof up. The intro replaying. They
They wouldn't. But
it would have sounded perfect.
Since it's live, everybody goes,
you
they
hear
did
it
it again, those idiots.
These amateurs. Yeah.
Again, that's www.facebook.com/allaboutwinebtr. And now, All About Wine is on. Here's Ron.
Lots of people are really happy tonight. They got themselves wine, and we passed out cigars to all the bus people since this is a special cigar show. So the bus people have their cigars, and they have their wine, and they're all set. So
welcome to the show.
It is a special cigar show. We did a cigar show a while back. I can't remember how long ago because I lose track of time here. This could have been 2 months or could have been 15 months. I don't know. It's just, I say a couple of weeks ago, and it happens to be a year ago on things. So it's
if I'm going
a
by,
tough thing to do. So
if I'm going by pure memory, we had them on July 28th of last year. July 28th.
Okay.
2022.
So it's only been about 6 months. Yeah. Well, a little less than that, about 5 months.
It's been a year.
So good. Of last year?
Yes. Yeah. July 28th of 2022. Last year.
22? Oh my gosh. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's been about, 16 months. So, yeah.
Look at that. And the lines are full already. We have tons of people on here. I have no idea who those are. Well, it must be fans of the show, I'm guessing. That's the only thing I can think of.
It must be. We have, they're all sitting in the green room, enjoying the snacks that we leave for them in the green room.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to have to pull them out of the green room and let them light up their cigars and join us on the show. So we have Cap, Phil, Craig, and Mike. They've been on once before. Cap does a number of things. He's an author, and he's been on quite a few times. This is his fourth time with us. Phil and Cap do a show called First and 15th, which is replayed on our Mike's,
yes.
Flightline Radio. And so you can always hear it on that. Craig, it has a blog that talks about cigars, comes out every Sunday, Cigar Craig. And Mike also does a blog on cigars. You can find his on Kaplowitz Media. And he comes out quite often, actually, sometimes, every day, depending on how busy he is and what he wants to do. So we are going to bring all the guys in and let's talk about cigars a little bit here. So welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Yeah.
There they are. Okay.
There we go.
Good evening.
And good evening, all of you.
Hello, other Mike.
Hello.
Yeah, that was the mic.
That was the original.
That was our mic. We always say other mic.
Yes.
Trying to distinguish between the two mics sometimes gets confusing. So they decided last time when we were talking that they can call you Flightline Radio Mike, and that way it gives you a plug every time we say your name,
that is
and
wonderful.
we know who you are.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. That's a good one. I have to write that down myself.
Yeah.
Those of you.
Hi, Cap here.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh, God.
Yes.
No, we can't hear you, Cap. Can't hear you.
I'm wondering if we're expected to show ourselves in or if we're being quiet until we're spoken to.
Oh, you can just jump in anytime you feel like it. Why would I try to stifle the wisdom of all of you guys on cigars and stuff? I mean,
we're not that advanced.
You can jump in anytime.
Thank you. And thank you for having me and us again. I appreciate it, Ron. And Mike. Yeah. Flightline Mike.
Flightline Mike, yes.
See? There it is.
That's quite a mouthful.
Yeah. Instead of just Mike,
Who else is here? I don't hear anybody.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, we got Phil and we got Craig.
I'm the real Mike, and I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We got.
So real Mike and Flightline Mike and was that Phil? I heard.
Phil I was Mike first. So
yes, Phil. That was Phil.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe Craig was there too. Did I hear Craig? Or have I heard Craig? Craig. Yeah, okay. So I have just a little more like an addendum to your nice introduction, Ron.
Yes.
Mike's blog can be found on Facebook, and it's actually the Kaplowitz Media Facebook group. AKA Mike's blog. I think you could just type in something and find that. I believe for those listening at home.
It's there.
Those all get archived to MySpace.
Nice.
Oh.
Is MySpace still on?
I never had a MySpace space.
Are we live now?
We're live.
We are live. People are out there listening to us. Well,
wait, can I share it?
Can they call in?
Well, I'm on.
They can call in. Yeah.
Okay, lines are open. That's exciting in and of itself. You want to shout out the lines if somebody wants to call in and ask a cigar question or a life question.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Or any of that.
How do they call in? Let me see real quick.
The guest call-in line is 646-727-3235. Same one you called in on.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, you didn't have to answer it like I was being a dummy. I was just trying to
Well, you didn't know. You didn't know.
For anyone that was listening.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You didn't know it was.
Took that personally.
Yeah, we are. So guys, let's.
If I might.
Oh wait! I just saw where we're live on Facebook. Why am I looking at a screenshot of my site, Kaplowitz Media?
Oh.
Kaplowitz Media.
Hang on.
W.
Why?
KAPLOW.XYZ.
It's a preview.
Well,
Mike Media. Wow, that's pretty nifty. Okay, I'm sharing it, so.
Well, see, that's why I put it on there because I knew you'd share it.
Come in. And
Live on
there we
Facebook,
go.
we
Oh,
could have
take
done
it
this
down.
in
That's
video.
too much. Take it down. Put up ComedyScarsMusic.com.
Okay.
Hey.
I like looking at that.
There you go. Now give it a minute. It's got to update it, and we're about 2 or 3 minutes behind.
There we go. Thank you.
Do you see it? Okay.
Thank you. And you're welcome, Phil. And appreciate that. All right. And I think I shared it. So how's everybody doing? It's been what? How long has it been? Did you guys decipher the amount of time?
A little less than 24 hours we've talked. Yeah.
No, I mean since we've been on your show.
Oh, since you've been on the show,
Ron.
No.
Is anybody
trying
else here? I hear nobody else. This is unnerving.
They're there.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Craig is out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I was going to say
Yeah.
the snacks in the green room are stale, Ron.
Are they really? Oh,
do
no.
something about that.
There wasn't much left of anything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get on that. Well,
that's my fault. I'm in Hanukkah mode. I ate all the sweets. I'm sorry.
Donuts are like hockey pucks.
Oh, yes, and happy last night of Hanukkah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Happy Hanukkah.
Some strange lady came into the green room and asked what size of shirt I wore. She said Cap wanted to know.
The inside jokes on this show that we're on once every year and a half.
Yeah.
Or so. So how's everybody been doing? Mike, Flightline Mike, we hardly talk. How have you been? You been good?
I listen to you guys every Wednesday on the way to work and on the way home because I can't fit it all in my short drive. But what a funny show, people! If you're out there, and I'm not just saying that, go to Flightline and listen to it. Go to their Apple, what is it? The iTunes Apple podcast page, and check out First and 15th. It is first off, it makes you think, but man, when you guys start talking, I'm just cracking up all the way to work, and it's a fantastic show, and I learned something. So I just enjoy it, and been doing
from
good.
them.
Wow. Well, it's a really good show.
I'm impressed.
Really,
somebody actually
surprised.
learned something.
Somebody,
don't know how to take that.
It's pretty cool.
Anyway, but thank you for the.
I'll be honest. Sometimes after we record, I feel dumber.
Sure, we're killing brain cells. I don't. What? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm glad you pulled something from
you're
it.
on how many episodes?
I'm glad.
68 episodes now. Ian, I think was the last one I listened to was. I think you're on
69 is pending.
Yes.
Not to be vulgar. The 69 is the next one up.
Yeah.
Isn't that in the can?
Ron, we try not to be vulgar.
We were told not to go blue on this show.
Yes, I was told to keep it clean.
This is a family show.
I actually have a Torah opened alongside me now, so I remember.
Do you?
Clean.
Yeah. Well, it's the last day of Hanukkah, so it's understandable there. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Tonight's the night that most Jewish, the largest number of Jewish homes that burned down.
Because of all the candles, man.
All the candles that night.
That's a nice thought. That's a really good thought. So what are we up to here? We got like a whole gang. We got a limited amount of time. What are we doing? Are we imparting wisdom, or
we are imparting wisdom? We're gonna cigars. You guys, I've been promoting the cigar show and all that stuff. So, cigars.
They're good.
Yeah, drop the mic.
They're good. Next.
Craig just left us. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. We'll see you next time about a year and a half.
See you in a year and a half. Cigars are good.
Man, we're being played out. Before I go into a full flop sweat here, what is a good way to break in here? Is what is everybody smoking?
Yeah.
So, Craig, what are you smoking?
Craig,
hold on. What I'm going to be doing here is not hosting, but I'm going to flip it back to you.
Take it over for me.
No. I'm going to flip it back to you. I'm going to ask what Craig is smoking. Craig is going to tell the audience and our little group, and then you, Ron, you will in turn go when Craig is finished.
I will go. What is Mike smoking? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I've got it. I got it. Yes. I can handle that.
This is good. All right. So what are you smoking, Craig?
Okay, so I am smoking a Drew Estate Under Crown Maduro, which is a good cigar. It's been around for 11 or 12 years.
Wow.
I particularly like this cigar because I happened to be visiting the factory in Nicaragua when they kind of developed this cigar, so it has kind of a special place in my heart, and I like it. So I always have some around.
And for my uneducated listeners, Maduro is a little bit...
Maduro is a darker wrapper. It's fermented a little longer at a higher temperature. Tends to be a little sweeter normally. Not necessarily stronger. That's the perception, is that it's dark and it looks strong and imposing, but it's not necessarily the case. It's the longer fermentation brings out more sugars in the leaf and makes for a sweeter cigar.
All right,
naturally
very
sweeter.
good. Oh, that was
Well
more unexpected
stated.
from what we're smoking. Yes, that was very good. Mike, would you like to tell us your cigar and your story?
So I am smoking a Dispert Intenso made by A.J. Fernandez for Altadas. So this is one of many, many Cuban cigars that he reimagined, the non-Cuban brands that are mostly owned by Altadas. So this is a very nice, dark Connecticut broadleaf, and it is extremely tasty.
Oh, very good. You mentioned something there, which, for the listeners, Cuban cigars, they are still banned in America. So does different companies like the one you're smoking there use the same materials and everything and do something that is equivalent to a Cuban?
So first off, the Cubans, it's not just the cigars, but it's the tobacco itself that's forbidden here. So all the cigars that come into the U.S. are made with tobaccos from places other than Cuba. So Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, Honduras, Costa Rica, Jamaica, even other places, Mexico. But not from Cuba.
Not from Cuba.
So
Tobacco
Cuban cigars contain only Cuban tobacco. Allegedly.
Allegedly. So is a Cuban tobacco used in other places like Nicaragua and Dominican Republic and stuff like that, or is Cuban tobacco?
If they use them in their cigar, they couldn't import them into the U.S. So I would say
really? No. Well, that's an interesting
That's the whole
point.
idea. Those cigars, nothing imported into the U.S. can contain that tobacco, or anything from Cuba, for that matter.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, if you had a rum cake and it used Cuban rum, that would be illegal too.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
So check your ingredients on your rum cakes before you eat them or buy them.
Right, and of course, at one time, Cuban tobacco was the king, and it was the best of the best. In fact, for the most part, almost the only commercially available anyway. Yeah, so but it's deteriorated, I guess, due to the government issues.
That's what I've understood. Yeah, that's what I understood. Well, good. Thank you. Phil, what are you enjoying tonight?
I am smoking the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Sin Compromiso, which is one of my favorite cigars. It's good. It's got always good construction and a little darker cigar, in my opinion anyway, and I enjoy it.
That is, who makes that?
Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust.
Oh,
Steve Saka.
You said that. Yeah, you did say that.
No, it was obscure a little bit.
Where is the tobacco from on that one?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
I had notes written down. Here's the thing: I had notes written down, and then I forgot them.
Yeah, well, you could be like Flightline Radio Mike, who takes all this stuff off the top of his head and remembers all this stuff, but
but also never talks.
Yeah, he's always refreshing his memory. What he does is he knows the stuff, but then he goes on the computer and refreshes his memory to be sure he's not giving out,
incorrect info.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah, and so
that's admirable.
That's what he does.
Sure.
So it's just just being sure that it's like the date of your last show. He pulled it off the top of his head, but then he checked the computer to be sure that was the date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We understand how he does that.
Thank you.
All right, Phil. Thank you. And Cap, what are you smoking?
Hold on. I'm sorry. What? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have.
You're just lighting up.
No, actually, I'm sorry. I have a couple of people over. I'm finishing up a Lampert Cigars 1593 Edition. That's not edition. That is Edition. There's a C in there, and it's the Oscura. And it is. It's actually now in my pipe, so I'm really finishing off. But it's a San Andres wrapper, Indonesian binder, and Dominican filler. It's a lovely cigar, which I rated a B+ at Kaplowitz Media. And on deck for that, since I think we're going to be here for a while, I have also a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, a different one than Phil Boy there. Mine is the Muestra de Saka Krakatoa.
And, Krakatoa.
Yeah. And that is a Ecuadorian Habano over Nicaraguan guts. And having smoked that before and giving it I believe an A-, it's really an exquisite cigar, and I saved it for a special occasion. And this is
be it all about wine. That is special occasion, and
this is exactly what I said. But thank you for hammering that in again. So that's what I have going on, and I think I'm going to be lighting that pretty shortly here.
You mentioned something there. I want to clarify for the listeners, because we are all about wine. We don't talk about tobacco. You said you're using the end of that in a pipe. Is pipe tobacco and cigar tobacco interchangeable, or is pipe tobacco made for pipe smoking?
I'm sorry, was that a serious question?
That's a serious question.
Oh yeah, well, pipe tobacco. There is specific pipe tobacco, and that's called pipe tobacco, and it is processed differently, and honestly and obviously much easier and better to smoke in a pipe. But I have a broken clay pipe that I use almost like a nubber, like a nubbing tool to get the last of the cigar. I just jam the last of the cigar in there and then smoke it as if it were because really, if you could fit it in a pipe and it's flammable, you could smoke it. But that doesn't necessarily mean, like, maybe you shouldn't try that at home, but that's just a little habit I got into. Having said that, I've smoked the rest of it, and I'm going to light up my Krakatoa. But, it's a different process between the two. I don't know how interchangeable they are. You couldn't roll a handful of pipe tobacco into a cigar, I don't think. Could you, Craig?
Well, I mean,
well,
Dunbarton
isn't tobacco that looks like little slices off of a rolled up thing? Maybe that whole rolled up thing, that would be a cigar, wouldn't it?
That's an excellent point, but maybe, but it wouldn't be a cigar. It wouldn't. Well, I guess it would have to have binder at least.
Holding it together.
I don't know. Yeah,
if I might butt in, since I was asking a direct question.
Since you were asking.
Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust actually makes a line of cigars that have pipe tobacco in them.
Right, but it's not all pipe tobacco.
It's not all pipe tobacco.
It's mixed in because when you roll a cigar, you're working with leaves, with full leaves, and when you look at pipe tobacco, it looks shredded because it is to varying degrees. So
same
interchangeable. I don't know if that's the right word. You can smoke the remainder of a cigar in a pipe, and you could also chop up a cigar and smoke it in a pipe if you so desired. But it's different, and there's different flavor notes and experiences you get from each, which is why I like to smoke both pipes and cigars. You get the full breadth of what is possible with tobacco, with premium tobacco. Like a Latakia is a type of a pipe tobacco that offers flavors that you typically can't get in cigars. And there's several cigar leaves, vice versa. So I would say if you want to, like I said, experience everything that the leaf can do, smoke both.
Yeah.
So that brings an interesting question to mind I hadn't even thought about before. So when Saka is making these cigars with the pipe tobacco in them, is he using them in the same format that they'd be going into your pipe? In other words, already chopped up? Or is he getting full leaves of these processed tobacco and using them that way like cigar tobacco?
I believe he is taking pipe tobacco that's, I'll use the word shredded, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
Cut, and mixing them in the blend of the cigar with the long leaf.
Right. I guess my question is he using pipe tobacco, or is he just using tobacco for pipe tobacco?
No, it's actually
actual processed, already processed pipe tobacco.
Yeah,
and he's the way you put it in the bowl.
Yeah, he's working with Cornell and Deal, which is a major pipe tobacco processor for tobacco, for the blends for that's processed for pipe tobacco.
So basically, it's a Cuban sandwich kind of scenario?
Almost. I mean, it's got pipe tobacco intermixed in with the
I expect it's not a high percentage of pipe tobacco.
No, it's
got to
not.
Be sprinkled in there.
They're not heavy. That's my understanding. I haven't cut one apart, but
not gonna. If you get one of those, just smoke it.
Yeah, right. From talking with Steve and Jeremy, the Cornell and Deal blender, that's the impression I got. That's the way it's processed.
Okay, that just hadn't occurred to me before.
Is pipe tobacco different leaf or different growing regions or something as opposed to cigar tobacco? I mean, it don't seem to be interchangeable.
Really? No, I wish you would stop saying interchangeable.
It is a different varietal, I believe.
Yeah,
and it's definitely a different. It's different fermentation processes.
It's all still the basic same plant. So there's certain varietals that become cigarette tobacco, like the Virginias, that are also used in pipe tobacco. But that's what it is. It's different varietals. But I believe all the tobaccos used for smoking are black tobacco.
Okay, so
now I take that back. I'm not sure. Virginia might be a bright tobacco and not a black tobacco.
Yeah, I think Burleys are not black tobacco.
Burley is Burley is a bright tobacco, and that's what cigarette style tobacco.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. So
good question.
I was talking to a guy at the golf course the other day, and he was talking about his years living in Virginia, and I mentioned, well, you must have seen a lot of tobacco plants. And he said, no, he said, it's too cold there. Most of the tobacco plants are growing in southern Virginia. And I'm thinking, that's crazy, because you see tobacco plants growing almost all over the country. Now, are these tobacco plants that you find growing all over the United States usually used for cigarettes, or is there any real cigar tobacco growing in the country?
There's always been a lot of tobacco grown in is it the Lehigh Valley area? Is that the section I'm thinking of, Greg?
No, Lancaster.
Lancaster area, right? The Lancaster area. And Pennsylvania broadleaf is now a very popular tobacco in cigars.
And of course, the Connecticut River Valley has traditionally been a huge producer of cigar tobacco. Less and less as time goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And there's pockets around the country. There's been some grown in Wisconsin. There's
Florida.
Some grown in Florida. It's not as certainly the growing seasons are shorter in the northern areas, but it's grown all over the country. I mean I
just, after talking to the guy there, I just thought, well, he was a little nuts, because he was saying that it's too cold to grow it further north, and I was positive that tobacco grew just about everywhere, so.
Yeah, but you're talking about being able to grow that Virginia or that Burley in colder climate, and they might need a longer growing season.
Okay.
So they might not be able to grow those varietals, so far north, even though we can grow other tobaccos.
No, okay, yeah. And it just, is there, well, you say a Dominican filler and or a Honduras filler. Are these tobaccos better than, say, something from I don't know, West Virginia?
Okay, so since we're on All About Wine, we can refer basically back to the same stuff that you probably talk about ad nauseum. So there's terroir, there's the different varietals.
Right.
I mean, it's all grapes, but they're all different. Depends on where you grow them, who grew them, and same thing with tobacco.
Okay, very good. Cap.
So there's some great wrapper tobaccos grown in Honduras, and there's some cheap filler grown there, as everywhere else.
Yeah, as is with wine everywhere. Yeah. Cap, you were going to jump in there?
No, I'm just trying to stay straight. Sorry, go ahead. It's a little busy here this time of year at Capitalist Media.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, last day of Hanukkah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Well, last day of Hanukkah, I just came out with the 2023 gift guide. If you follow the blog, and
that's right. I saw that today. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you. And also the next big landmark is the end of year, December 31st. I unveil my cigar of the year, and I have just a couple of people hanging around here helping me with that. So sorry.
No, very good.
I seem distracted.
Well, speaking of
big things.
Speaking of cigar of the year and countdown, do you do a countdown of your top 10 or something every year on your blogs?
Well, I have the one blog. You said blogs. I have the one blog.
Blogs. Oh, sorry. I put an S on it.
No, I think he's talking to all of us.
There you go. I was. Actually.
No, he was talking. I'm pretty sure he was talking. I'm sorry. Gonna have to send everybody away. But me personally, here at Capitalist Media, used to be for years quite a few years. I would unfurl. Yeah, for dang near ever. I would unfurl the last week of September and the last day of September.
I even remember why.
Exactly, but we're not going to get into that. That's for later. Okay. I'm trying to stay focused. I have lots of stuff going on. But this year, because I got very busy at that time of year and things are always there changing, I moved the September date all the way to the final day of the year, where I'm just going to, in one post, one big post, I'm going to just do a 1 through 10. Huge. Yeah, this is going to be a 1 through 10, and oof, that's going to be
no
big.
Countdowns or anything, huh? Just
nothing.
Dump it on all.
Rip off that Band-Aid.
There you go.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds good. Mike, I noticed you've been doing some countdowns too. Do you do that every year, or is that something?
Nah, I'm just working on the Cigar Authority Contenders Pack. They do a cigar of the year every year, and they give you the wonderful opportunity to purchase this Contenders Pack so that you get to vote.
Oh, okay. And Craig, I know you have your blog, and you're always talking about different cigars. Have you done, or do you do a countdown?
I have in the past, here and there. I don't have any plans to do it this year. Really, nothing. It's kind of a whim thing. If I get thinking about it the last week of the year, I might throw something together. But I have nothing formal planned. I fly by the seat of my pants anymore.
There you go. And sometimes with the industry the way it is, flying by the seat of the pants is the best way to go. And Phil's sitting back there quietly in the background.
Yeah. Phil doesn't have much to say.
No, he's
running the cash register.
I'm just taking it all in.
Yeah, that's. But Phil, I understand that you might have somebody there that would like to come on the air for a few minutes. Have comments about cigars or something. We were talking that you possibly might have a guest there that would like to be on the show for a little bit. Are they available?
Yeah. You want to come over here? Hold on, here he is.
Oh, good.
Hey guys.
Who do we?
Tactical Tim here. I heard Gap talking a little bit about his yearly gift thing, cigar thing, and I'm sorry, this is a wine show, but
that's all right.
So the thing about gifts, Cap, when you're working on your gift list, there, one piece of advice, whether you're doing cigars, wine, soaps, obviously organic soaps. The thing you want to keep in mind is, are your gifts tactically sound? One thing that I always find to be a problem is that, somebody's walking around in their brand new Christmas Scooby-Doo socks and they find themselves face to face with an armed adversary. And it's at that point that, unfortunately, a little too late, it hits them that I'm not going to be able to do a proper combat technique wearing these socks. And that's really a detriment to the Christmas gift list. Is so many people forget about the fact that you have to be tactically sound, even with cigars. I mean, the thing that I ask people, if you're going to give a cigar, and I don't want to get, too graphic on this show, obviously, but the first thing that pops into my head is, okay, somebody got me a cigar. And as soon as I open it, I'm like, can I stab somebody with this?
Good point. Yeah.
I will say the torpedoes are the best for that. Robusto feels like you're in a jail trying to shank somebody, but it doesn't quite work out. You end up on the floor, and now you're sitting here with a crumbled up Robusto cigar and your Scooby-Doo socks.
Yeah, and same thing with Churchill. A little bit too long. It's I understand.
Churchill has got a bad rep for looking like a billy club, which we're not supposed to call him that anymore. But people are like, it's not optimal, obviously. But just some things to think about when you're doing gifts.
Yeah.
Do you guys think about that with wine? I mean, if you're handing a wine bottle to somebody, obviously
a bottle.
Yeah.
Well, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to jump in here. And sorry, I'm 1 second, because I have not, Tim. First of all, appreciate your work. I listen to
absolutely,
regularly.
It's a service I like to give back to the people for free of charge.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff. But I honestly must say I've been remiss. I kind of alluded to it before. I have a couple of people here at Capitalist Media with me now. They seem to not want to leave. But we didn't approach it from the tactical aspect of it. And by it, I mean the gift-giving guide, of course, that we were talking about. I did, speaking of Phil Switch, I don't know if you want to cross streams here, if you will, but now that the cat's out of the bag and the host gave his approval, I have Gil.
Sure.
And Gil helped me with formulating that gift-giving guide.
Very good.
So I don't know if I kind of chased him, and I kind of chased him away a little bit because he was distracting, but I could figure out how to give him a set of studio cans too if you wanted, and you could kind of compare notes, or we could just do it, just go on ahead, because you were saying something about wine too and bottles.
Oh, no, sure. I always like hearing from a fellow tactician. All I was saying about wine, I'll wrap this up real quick, is a wine bottle, obviously, for the most part, is a blunt object, which is good if you want a hanky-panky around. But what I prefer is the corkscrew.
Yeah,
you see, and I got that. And I can't take credit for that idea. I got that idea from one of the John Wick movies.
No.
Oh, I've not seen those.
Wine bottle works good if you break it, also.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you lose all the wine.
Yeah, and it's so hard to break a bottle when you're trying to break it. Yeah.
Not as hard as you
really?
think. I knew a guy about a decade ago. Really good kickboxer. Matter of fact, if you guys got time for this story, and he once in a fight. Now I kid you not, the other guy, his opponent, had a wine bottle, and the kickboxer, very strong shins, by the way, they train them like crazy. But anyway, strong shins. The guy pulls out the wine bottle. My kickboxer friend, his name is Dante. He kicked right through the bottle, broke it off, disarmed the guy, and he said, "What's up now?" And I'm going to be honest, you might have guessed this, but that was the end of the fight.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, wine bottles could be quite tough. I mean, there's been times when I've had full wine bottles that have dropped and just hit the floor and bounced. They didn't shatter. So when they're full, they tend to have a lot of strength on them. So.
Yeah.
This is all very fascinating. Gil is actually making French toast now, but he's going to come out as soon as he's finished. He doesn't want to burn it. Tim, have you met Gil?
I have not. I've heard him a few times. Weird guy, and I don't mean that in a bad way, obviously.
No.
Yeah, we're all a little quirky. He's a bit of a character, and he should be leaving soon. But he's like grateful to his input with the gift giving guide, and I appreciate. Seems like you guys read that too. So part of the series, but and I also have somebody else here. She seems kind of off on her own at this point. Really, we'll see if she has anything to say later. And again, I'm sorry for all the interference here, but again, a busy time of year, and I don't want to hijack this episode. But Ron. Ahead, Ron.
Okay. Thank you.
Clearly, the snacks are much better at Casa de Capo there than they were in the green room.
Well, Mike and I never really go into the green room. We just sort of like put the snacks in. We have people that's supposed to take care of that for us, and
I think they're the same ones that were there 18 months ago.
That's really sad. We'll have, no wonder the donuts are hard. we'll have to get on that then. Thank you. No wonder people don't like to come back. Cap is a glutton, I guess, for punishment here.
No, he doesn't need any of that junk.
Yeah, well, that's
I'll make a note. I'm not sure if it's kosher, so I just stay away from it.
Just stay away from it. Okay. I'll make a note.
I appreciate the
snacks and green.
Sentiment. Yeah.
All right. Oh, good. Well, Tim, thanks for joining us. That's a point I don't think anyone's really considered is the technical aspect of Christmas
giving. Gil is knocking on the French door over here. Do you still want it? Does Tim still there?
Yeah. What's up?
Let me. I'm gonna see if I could get Gil here. I might have to pass over my headset if I can. But we still down for that? He's the French toast. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bring
so
that Gil.
Put these on.
Where am I putting them on?
Oh, I think. Okay. Everybody's good. I'm going to back out for a little bit. You got Gil.
Can you guys hear
hello,
me?
Gil.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Am I clear? Okay. Yes.
You're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. Welcome to All About Wine and our special cigar episode.
I just finished making the most lovely stack of French toast. So excuse me, but I'm a little bit distracted. I consider myself a bit of an artiste when it comes to French toast and things of this nature.
Oh, I would think so.
Anyway,
well, we were talking about the technical aspects of gift giving and cigars and wine being not really, especially cigars, not really a good tactical Christmas gift if you are attacked or something like that. So do you have thoughts on that?
Oh, as far as getting attacked with a Christmas gift?
Well, or to be able to defend ourselves with Christmas gifts.
There was one time back in, 2002, I was at a Christmas party with some friends. Do you guys have time for a story?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
I was at a Christmas party with some friends, and my one friend, she's a delight. She said, "Hey, Gil," and I said, "Yes." And she said, "Can you guess what I got you for Christmas?" And I was like, "Well, no, silly cakes, I can't." And because, I don't have the ESP or whatever. And she said, "Well, just guess." And I said, "Oh, I don't know." And she said, "Well, here you go." And the package was moving. It was moving, guys. So I gave it a little tap and it continued to move. And I said, I had an idea, but I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag.
So to speak, yeah.
So I said, is it some type of a creature? I like using the word creature.
This is delicious.
And I know it is, isn't it? I use a special recipe, Cap. I can't tell you what's in it because it won't be special or secret.
Oh.
But anyway, I said, "Is it a creature?" And she said, "How did you guess?" And I said, "Well, it's moving." And right then, a cat jumps out of the box and it hits me upon the face.
Oh no!
Oh.
Full claws out, or?
Well, unfortunately, it had been partially declawed. So I believe the two outer claws were removed from each paw, and I asked my friend about that, and she refused to explain it.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
So that's the only Christmas gift. That's the only Christmas gift I can remember being attacked by. But I try to avoid any time. I'll just tell you this: anytime that anybody tries to attack me, I said, "Hold on, sir." I'll say this to them out loud. I say, "Hold on," and I practice it in the mirror a lot. I said, "Hold on. I've seen The Karate Kid Part 1 and 2.
And that deters the attack.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I found the
and
splitter.
then they
I found the splitter for my headset. Can you hear me? I'm over here too now. Okay.
Yeah, we heard.
Okay.
So they don't know
deters the attack. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Have you seen both Karate Kid 1 and 2?
I have. Yes. And
so if for this situation you're attacking me, and I say, "Hey, hold on, sir. I've seen Karate Kid 1 and 2," and you're like, "Well, I don't know what's coming at me then."
Yeah, that's very true. But what happens if the person has not seen Karate Kid 1 and 2? They don't have a reference point.
I can go buck wild.
Oh, okay.
They have they literally have no idea what's coming at them then.
There
I can go crane. I can go wax on, wax off. I can do that thing they did with the little hand machine thing where it drummed back and forth towards the end when Danielson did such a great job taking out that big bully.
That's
true. I mean, the world, as they say, the world is my oyster.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Was that? Sorry, I heard drums. No, I'm wondering here. Sorry, not the host, Cap again. But I'm wondering how tactically sound that Karate Kid 1 and 2 were. I haven't seen them in a while. I was wondering, is Tim still there? Where's Tim? I'm getting lost here. Is Craig here?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
Craig's here.
Am I speaking to Tim? Can Tim hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Cap. What's up?
Yeah, hey Tim. Sorry, it's a little crazy. We've got a lot.
Yeah,
of
no, you gotta
here.
stay focused. I got it.
I'm honed in. I'm zeroed in. I'm sharp. I'm asking you this because you're the expert. Karate Kid flicks, tactically sound or nah?
Well, I mean, technically, yes. I mean, I'm a big fan. I think Mr. Miyagi had a lot of good things going right. The only thing is he put a lot of faith into Danielson, and I got to admit, a lot of people might get on me for this, and I've had, honestly, hours of debate about this, but it's not tactical to fight with a broken leg.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I would have to concur. Honestly,
even when he slaps his hands together and rubs you.
Well, that's the thing. Did he fix the brake? Is the premise that he fixed the brake, or did he just kind of like make it so he didn't feel the brake?
So I can actually answer this question with a good degree of expertise. When I was out in the when I was doing some work over in Asia, there was a guy that tried that. And I said, "What exactly is that doing?" And I believe the translation could have been a little broken, but I believe he said nothing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, that's good. Gil's going to head on out. He's going to eat the French toast that he made. And honestly, I hope he's not too mad. I had a little bit myself. It was really, really quite good. But yeah, so he's going to go inside. So, okay.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Gil, for a few minutes anyway.
Well, he's gone.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, pass that on.
I'll let him know. Yeah,
thank you. Well, Tim, thanks for the pointers on Christmas gifts and the tactical aspect of it. That's something I don't think anyone has ever considered. I mean,
yeah, I mean, few in the population do. I don't have the stats right in front of me. I try to get the daily update, but so many people are for lack of a better word, aloof to the tactical thought and planning that goes into Christmas gifts. So anytime I can help, I'm more than happy to. I just know that I have experiences from my life that have helped me, and so I try to allow other people into that realm.
Well, I would think that Home Alone would enlighten people to the problems of what might happen at Christmas, but I guess it didn't as much as you would hope it would.
No, a lot of people played that movie down, but really what Macaulay Culkin did in that was he gave a whole new life to what can be done when you plan and then you execute that plan.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at Christmas, I mean, the burglars are out and the thieves are out and home invasion.
I'll be the first to say nobody wants to be violent at Christmas, but the thing is, you don't choose when violence comes. Violence chooses when it comes. And unfortunately for Macaulay Culkin's character, it came around Christmas time. So, he had to do what he had to do. And a lot of people judge Macaulay Culkin, and I've always been in his corner.
There you go. There you go. He stepped up when he needed to, and that's
I always like to say to people, you might be judging him from the outside, right? It's always easy from the outside, Monday morning quarterback such, but that's the day he became a man.
Yeah, there you go. Good point.
Wow. Trial by fire.
Well, Tim. Tim, thanks for coming on and passing on that bit of information. That was something that I don't think very many people have really considered, is the tactical aspect of Christmas gifts. And so it's something for everyone to think
about. Another tool in the toolbox. I'm happy to do it.
There you go. So thanks for coming on.
Keep it tactical.
And Tim, I will keep that in mind. My next list. I sure will. I might even pick your brain a little bit down the road. So thank you, Tim.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Cap.
Yeah.
Flightline Mike, Ron, and Greg. Thanks.
Thanks for coming on, Tim.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program.
There actually are some tactical cigar accessories.
Oh,
there's some lighters and tools that are branded as tactical. Cigar makes a tactical lighter that has some tools in it that for some survival tools.
What about a cigar? What about a cigar with a load in it?
Yeah, well, if the load's big enough, that could really work too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cigar stick in the other guy's mouth, blow his head off.
Yeah.
Didn't they try to get Castro with that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a? Yeah, I think they tried to. But also, Gurkha, weren't they giving away machetes or something with a box of cigars a few years ago? Wasn't that a thing? They were giving away
machete, certainly a set of 8 knives.
Yeah. Was it like a Cutco thing? And anyway, there's a tactical aspect to it that could be right for content picking, and I really appreciate Tim for bringing that on, bringing that to the forefront.
Great hearing from him.
Yeah, it was. It was something that I think no one ever considers. Yeah.
I'll let Tim know you guys appreciated that. He just did a combat roll out the door, and I don't know where he went. He disappeared.
No,
roll. Yeah, cool. Good stuff. All right. Well, I think we're clearing out a little bit over here. I still have somebody here, Gills inside. He's really grubbing down on that French toast, and I'll tell you, it's worthy of it.
Well, it sounds good anyway. I can understand that.
And the other person seems to be busying herself with something. So the coast is clear now, what I'm saying. I apologize. I was distracted before. But this Krakatoa, bringing it back, this Krakatoa is just a sublime cigar.
Yeah.
Very good.
Didn't one of you review that not too long ago?
Well, I did.
I have written about it. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I might be thinking about, Craig writing something about it not too long ago.
Yeah, me too. A minus.
You too?
Mentioned at the top of the show. Yeah, me too. I have a blog, Capitalist Media.
No.
Is this on?
It's on.
Okay, I didn't know if the splitter messed my.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still here. I'm in the studio here, and I can see the lines lit up here with you all. Everyone's still here with them. Yeah.
Good. So we barely cracked the surface yet. So keep those good questions coming, Ron.
Oh wow. Since this is all about wine, let's talk about cigars and wine. And let's see, a white wine. A white wine tends to be lighter on average. I'm making a generalization here, but white wine tends to be lighter on average. Connecticut's? Okay, that was answered quickly and to the point.
Well, I would say a dry white wine would be maybe a Candela, but a sweet white wine that kind of has a little more body to it. I think, Mike is on with the Connecticut shade.
You keep pushing those Candelas. Nobody likes Candelas. Don't you understand that by now?
Yeah, honestly, Candela. I'm not real familiar with a Candela. What?
Candela is a green
like
cigar.
Green cigar.
It tastes herbal, and it's real back in the day. So have you guys seen like black and white cigar? Three Stooges. You know when they smoked cigars back in the 40s. A lot of those were green. Maybe not all, but a lot were green. You just don't know this because it's in black and white.
Black and white.
So you assume with your 2023 glasses on that guy's smoking a brown cigar, when in fact the American market was a green market for cigars back in the 20s, 30s, 40s. So it's a different
even in the early 70s.
Oh, now, okay.
Yeah.
But wasn't Cuban cigars very popular then, too?
Tobacco shop, and all the cigars were green.
Really?
Yeah, there were maybe 4 brown ones in the whole store.
Wow.
They're all green. They taste like grass. Oh.
Well, you're speaking 30s, 40s, and 50s. This was before the Cuban ban, the Cuban
embargo.
Yeah.
Embargo.
Right. So Cuban tobacco is really expensive.
So
regardless, all the time.
So then green cigars were cheaper than the Cubans, so it wasn't really.
They were back in the day. There was tobacco grown almost everywhere. There were cigar factories literally everywhere.
Right.
In the U.S.
Yeah. And so
Candela tobacco is very inexpensive to process because it cures very
barely
quickly. It doesn't have to stay in the barn for months at a time. They put it in the barn and light a fire in the barn and heat it up, and it sets the green in, and it's done. It's ready to go. So it's very very quick and not very labor intensive. And
it's a delicate herbal, floral, somewhat salty flavor profile that not everybody is accustomed to nowadays, because nowadays the American market has switched to being, you want that big, bold pepper bomb of Nicaraguan tobacco.
That's like wine.
Yeah, really?
Same thing. Yeah, people, people going for the heavier, the cabs and the Merlots, and the Pinot Noirs was a little bit lighter, but the reds, as opposed to the whites, people start switching pretty quickly to those. So it seems to be the bolder style of smoke and drink that is coming out.
Well, that makes sense. That would happen together. It's the same grouping of palates, whether they both smoke and drink or smoke or drink. So yeah, that makes sense. But it's all cyclical. The Candela will come back. Don't worry, Mike.
No.
Not in my lifetime, I hope.
Yeah, Candela. Honestly,
whatever. Not before Tuesday. Sorry.
Thanks. Well, did you see something in my horoscope?
No, nothing. I will tell you.
Well, the Candela, does it come in all different sizes, or is Candela just the name of the size of it, or is that the leaf, or
it's the tobacco? So it's the wrapper leaf.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, Connecticut, so this would be a Candela.
Okay.
Exactly. And like we said, it's green, but it comes in all different sizes, shapes, just like people.
And who makes the Candela? Everybody?
No,
not anymore.
Not everybody.
Not anymore.
A couple people still dabble in the Candela here and there, and a lot of time it's buried in a barber pole kind of thing, where it's not the main leaf. It shares the wrapper with like another varietal of another processed leaf, another type of processed leaf. But
then it's only half bad.
I get the impression that Mike's not a fan.
I would think so.
It's very hostile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very aggressive.
We're
We'll
going to find
try
out
to get
Fernandez Candela and send it to Mike.
Yeah.
Really hurt him.
Illusione makes an excellent Candela. Who else makes Candela nowadays? Craig, you would know more than anybody
Fuente's
else.
always made a Candela.
Fuente does? Ah.
Fuente's made a Candela.
Espinosa, do they still make one? Right.
Espinosa's made some, yeah. LFD, La Flor Dominicana's made a Candela.
I've not tried that one. I know of its existence.
Supposed to be very good.
If they're not that popular, why are all these people making them?
It's not all these people.
When you say all these people, that's like 0.1% of all those people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because Cap keeps reaching out to them, asking people to make them.
Yeah, would you make that? Yeah. Oh, look, we sold 2 of them here in Oregon. They must be going, so they make a whole bunch more.
Right.
That's great. That's great.
And a Corona-sized Candela. Wow, that's a real rarity.
Okay, is there another question that you have?
Cap is feeling attacked here. Some people's choices. What can we?
A dry white wine and a Candela would be an excellent pairing. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Try it. Try it.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to find a Candela first. I'll have to do that. And
okay. Report back.
I will do that.
All right.
Mention Candela and
Okay,
a dry
so what
white.
about reds now?
Reds, yeah. What wines? Anyone have suggestions for a red wine that
what
cigar
kind of
that
red
will hold
wine?
up? Oh, let's go heavy. Let's go, Cab Merlot. Let's go something that's going to give a lot of tannins, a lot of flavors, and
like a big fruity thing, or
a dry, not so much fruit, but dry, but dry flavors like dark cherries and blueberries, blackberries, plum.
Okay. Maduro springs immediately to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right, guys. Connecticut broadleaf, even
maybe.
I think a Connecticut broadleaf. Pennsylvania.
Certainly the bitter chocolate goes with the fruits.
But if what's like a big fruity
dark
wine?
Chocolate?
Like what's a big fruity wine? Because that's what you would do with like a PA broadleaf, a Pennsylvania broadleaf. What would a big fruity, just like a jammy kind of wine?
Younger Pinot Noir. I'm thinking Barbera, possibly. American Barbera, not Italian.
Okay.
Because they tend to be fruitier than the Italians.
I don't know if you're
sorry, I just bit my tongue.
That. Yeah. Craig, you okay?
All right, I'm sorry. You have a comment about that?
No, he does not.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We're moving on. Yes.
Family show.
Yes. Taurus still. Yeah.
No, it's California Barberas tend to be fruitier. Carmenere, I am a big Carmenere fan, and that's out of Chile. That gives you a little pepperiness and it's got some fruit, but it's got the little pepperiness undertones to it, which I'm a big fan of. So that's another possibility there.
Okay. Yeah. Connecticut broadleaf for what you just
Connecticut
said.
broadleaf. Yeah. That would have been an interesting combination.
Mm-hmm.
And so then for those out there looking for a good after Christmas smoke, after Christmas dinner smoke, family's all done. You're sitting around watching the football games or the hockey games that happen to be on. All sports tend to be on Christmas Day at one channel or another. What's a good smoke after the big Christmas meal and the kids are all playing with their toys and you're sitting around and you're looking for something to enjoy with sports? What is the suggestion from any of you?
Oh, that's really just what's an excellent cigar.
Through two things in there. The after dinner when the kids are all done, and now you're saying with sports as well. So I think that might be two different things.
The only thing I'm wondering about this,
and then after dinner, when everybody's all done, you have a chance to relax. I'm thinking a stronger, fuller-bodied cigar. You've had a big meal. You don't have to worry about the strength of the cigar, if there is any. And then maybe not even a wine, maybe a fortified wine or a liqueur or.
You're further looking. Spirit. Okay, so you're looking at two different, what I would call atmospheric pairings.
Mm-hmm.
The first atmosphere is earlier in the day. The kids are out running around, strung out on sugar. They're wildly flailing about with their new toys. And you just want to catch a moment to yourself in your chair, midday. You're hopefully not day drinking, so we're not going to do alcoholic pairing. You probably have maybe like a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, something like a hot cocoa. You make the whole family hot cocoa. And you're drinking hot cocoa. You're in the middle of the day. I would say maybe a Habano. Somewhere from Connecticut to Habano. The Habano offers a little spiciness. It'll wake you up just a little bit, a little more of a kick, but it's still midday. And that's what I would recommend for that particular atmospheric pairing. Now, fast forward to the end of the day, the sugar crash, they run themselves down, the kids. They're off to bed. It's just you and it's Mrs. Santa Claus, we'll say. And the lights are dim, and you're hanging out. There's nothing on TV anymore. The sports are done, and the Christmas tree is still lit. Mrs. Claus maybe slipped into a little something more comfortable, you see?
Cap, I just want to say I appreciate you covering that because I've been distracted. I've heard the kids running around. I'm just wondering where the wife was.
Yeah, well, she's cooking. She's off doing womanly stuff, we'll say. But now the mood has shifted. She's an excellent mom, but she's also an excellent, we'll say, partner. And it's a dimly lit room. Only light is the Christmas tree. It's been a heck of a day. You have a little bit of, let's say, some kind of a whiskey. No, we'll keep it wine. We'll keep it wine. You have a.
You're going cognac now. This is cognac time.
You're going cognac.
Fortified.
Okay. You're going fortified wines, dessert wines. And you want to have a port. Oh, beautiful. The best and sadly most overlooked pairing for a cigar, port wine.
Port and cigar floor room.
Mrs. Claus pours you a little snootful of port wine, and you reach over to your humidor and then realize, oh, it's all the way over there. And you say, Mrs. Claus, can you please grab me from my humidor a nice San Andres wrapper, so San Andres Maduro for that occasion. And you have your San Andres Maduro cigar. You have your fortified wine, your port wine. You have your Mrs. Claus. And it's a lovely evening. And the kids they're beyond asleep. They're passed out. They've run out of their sugar high. Like I said, they played with their new trucks and baseball mitts and doll houses, depending on what they like.
electronic.
as strictly defined by their gender division. And they're often there and just passed out. They're at the North Pole, you know, and even the dog's tired. The dog's in the back room, you know, and you're just sitting there, and that's when you get that. That's when you get the port wine and you get your San Andres Maduro.
All right, very good. I want to point out,
and the wife is okay with. Mrs. Claus is okay with, you know, sir, honey, I went and got you your cigar, and now you're going to blow smoke in my face after you insulted my mom's turkey yesterday.
It all depends on how you really want this scenario painted.
I mean, the comment about your mother-in-law's turkey wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough that blowing smoke in the wife's face now. You know, because now you're blowing smoke in your wife's face, and so she's getting smoke in her face in between your belches.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about this then, Phil? Assuming that you want to rabble rouse. And we touched on it before. If you're talking smoke in the face, you're talking aroma. And perhaps you reach over to your pipe rack and you get a very pleasant Christmassy type blend of pipe tobacco, and that still holds good with the port wine, and you have your lovely briar pipe stuffed with a Christmas blend full of smoke, and even as you angrily puff in her face, if you will, she's somewhat at least not resenting the aroma.
It seems to me
does that fix?
I don't know. I feel like she's still angry.
Yeah, well, it comes with.
I mean, at what point do you just make the comment that, you know, honey, I thought I'd enjoy this pipe and a little drink. You're probably tired. You probably want to go to bed, right?
Let me have my smoke and drinking.
I don't know how dysfunctional you want to get here, but in my world, Phil, it's joyous and everybody's mom is dead.
Well, that took a turn.
That took a real dark turn there. Well, why is it that tobacco smoke from cigars is frowned upon, but yet people tolerate pipe tobacco smoke much more? They always say,
pipe tobacco is almost like incense.
People.
Yeah, it goes back to the difference and the non-interchangeability of it all. There's a greater importance placed on the aroma of pipe tobacco, and I don't want to say additives, but there's recipes that involve not just pipe tobacco. There's stuff that they put into the blends that is meant to be smelt as
aromatic,
tasted. Exactly. It's aromatic. There's a whole subsect of pipe tobacco that are called aromatics that are just beautifully aromated. So
people tolerate pipe tobacco much more so than cigar tobacco. I want to point out that
you're talking about secondhand smoke, though.
Yeah, it's still secondhand. Yeah, I want to point out that Cap. He is a writer, and you just got an example of some of his writing abilities and technique and his little mental image he just gave us there. So if you enjoyed that, he has written novelettes, and he's coming out with a new one, February, I believe his projected date.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
If you're interested in his writings, which is a unique style, as you just heard him talk there, they are all available through Kaplowitz Media, and we're looking at having him back on in
www.kaplowitz. Get a hold of me somehow through there, and we'll chat. if you're interested.
There you go.
But thank you for the shout out, Ron. But I'm still coming back on when that February book comes out, right?
Oh, we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Mike gives me a hard time, but he's a huge fan of my storytelling.
Yes, he is. Yeah, and he also is your best and worst critic, I think, during everything.
But and in closing, if I could bring it, if I could come full circle, Ron.
Sure.
An important aspect of what you're saying as to what cigar for when the sports are on, for after dinner, when the kids are still around, for later when it's just you and Mrs. Claus. A large part of that is the best cigar. And I want to take a moment. You've already been gracious, and I just want to push that gracious mentality a tad further. And I'm sorry for that, for taking liberties. But a large part of that is just what is the best cigar. And having said that, somebody here at Caplowitz Media, her ears pricked up real quick. Look at that smile. And Debbie is here. People that listen to the Phil Switch know Debbie. Debbie is out here. I flew her out here to Caplowitz Media. She's helping formulate.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Would I fib? Was sitting
no expenses spared. I can tell. Wow.
Yeah. So she's out here. She's out here to help me formulate my best cigars of 2023 list. And it looks like she has something to say about that. So I'm going to plug her in. I still got the splitter here. And you're gonna be hearing a little bit from Debbie now. All
right. Well, okay? Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Okay? Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah, hi guys. How's it going? You guys talking about cigars and wine stuff.
Yeah, hi Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, yeah. Hi, Mike. Yeah. The thing that, when it comes to the best cigar, I don't know if you guys ever seen this or not, but there's a saying with middle-aged men that are vaping. What do you guys think of that?
I'm not a vape fan. Yeah.
I saw a guy. I was walking through the mall the other day, and he was vaping. There's no vaping in the mall, of course. Yeah, nobody wants that. But this guy was vaping in the mall, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you're a grown man, so yeah, that's not." But as far as the best cigar goes, that's a good question. I mean, I've read a lot of things, but it's really just, the best cigar is just whatever cigar you're smoking right now. You just gotta live through it. You gotta breathe through it. You gotta want it. And if you don't want it, then it's not the best cigar, obviously. Yeah. So, what are you looking at, Cap? What do you think of best cigar? What is your best cigar, Cap? What do you think? Yeah.
Well, we've been talking, like I said, we've been talking about getting our ducks in a row, Debbie. And I first. Oh,
I've not.
You're sitting kind of close.
Sorry, Cap.
You're sitting.
Sorry. What? No, I'm sorry, Cap. If I'm being honest with you, I wasn't paying attention. That lovely smell from the French toast had been distracting me for like an hour.
Oh yeah,
really good. Have you gotten any? Have you had any?
I did. I took a couple pieces. Gil slapped my hand.
Oh yeah, he kind of is. That might be my fault. I made a pig of myself when it first came out of the pan.
He's surprisingly more aggressive than you would expect, especially when it comes to the French toast.
Well, when it comes to food, I can see
situational thing. Yeah. He's fairly mild mannered. You are sitting awfully close, Debbie. I'm sorry. You have your own.
Sorry.
You need more.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, no.
Better talk to Caplowitz.
You keep it. The thing is, Cap, you keep it so cool. Yeah. And I there's only so many blankets in the world.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, thank you for the blanket. Debbie came bearing gifts, which is always nice. And,
Cap asked for a 5-pack of cigars, and I was like, well, I got a blanket for you, so that's fine.
Yeah, I really don't know why you asked. You were holding the blanket.
Yeah, well, I made it last year, and the other person didn't want it, so I thought, well, I'm going to Caps in a while, probably.
Oh, it's a regift.
Yeah, it's not a regift. The person never took it. That's not a regift. They never took it. It's a brand new gift. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a regift if somebody gave it to me, and God knows when friends try to give me blankets, I was like, I don't want a blanket.
Yeah, who wants a blanket? I mean, other than from you, Deb.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're already made. What am I going to do? They're already made. It's kind of rude when somebody gives you a gift and they're like, I don't want that. I mean, I do that. It's not rude. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Well, you can always just take it graciously and then regift it. I mean, that's...
I mean, to Cap's defense, I mean, he got a blanket, but this year I was making pillowcases, so next year he'll probably get a pillowcase.
Oh, spoiler alert. Look at you. Thank you. See, you're closer again. Are you moving over toward me? Because I'm trying to get some elbow room.
I don't think so.
But Debbie is also, she's kind of underplaying her role here. She's, I guess, humble. But she's been reading through the entire year that was at Capitalist Media insofar as cigar reviews.
Wow.
Like I said, to help me formulate the stuff.
Sure.
But
I'm up to, for the cigars of the year, I'm up to January.
Wow.
That's weird. You've been out here a good few days. But we have time. We have until December. So I would like to. We'll talk. I would like to have at least something ready to go by like maybe the last week of December.
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I'll probably get up to March, maybe.
By then, yeah. And have spent all that money flying you out there. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's great to have you here, Deb. Deb, it's okay.
Oh no, it's been a pleasure. You've been just a great host. I mean, you're not my favorite food, but whatever. It's fine.
Well, Deb, thanks for coming on to the show and giving us,
something.
Something.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, guys. No worries.
She brings a lot to the table. Really, she's not presenting herself. Good.
I got a couple pieces of fabric from blankets left over, so maybe I'll send you guys a doily or something. It's not gonna look like a doily because I'm not doing that much work, but it's basically gonna be a square piece of fabric.
Just cut out and just as a doily.
Yeah.
Or you can,
it's part of a quilt. It's part of a quilt that you could start on your own. You're welcome.
There you go. All right.
I mean,
if we all get together,
I'm looking for placemats.
That's right.
Could I use them as placemats, Deb?
Well, I mean, if you call what you put a cup of coffee on a placemat, I guess.
Oh, we're looking smaller, like coaster.
It's not a coaster. No, it's not a coaster. I wouldn't even say it's that nice. I mean, that's a lot of work.
4x4 piece of fabric, and that's about it.
I literally just said you guys are getting like a square of leftover fabric. Some of it's probably not even cut even. I don't know.
Some hunk of fabric.
And just a hunk of fabric.
It's not a hunk, Mike. It's not a hunk of fabric. It's pretty much a square of fabric. It's not. I mean, it's not a hunk.
Okay.
A hunk you make it sound like I did. A hunk you make it sound like I put no effort.
Oh, hold on.
All right. Who's that at the door?
I don't know. Deb's off to let him in.
It better not be.
Oh my God. Hold on.
God, I hope it's not that freaking Peter guy.
How did it's Tactical Tim?
Oh,
he's back.
Wow.
It's Tactical. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't have another splitter here. I'll tell you what. Tactical Tim is here. Debbie is here. Maybe they could exchange some thoughts real quick, see themselves out, and then I'll come back in, and then we'll see the show out. How does that sound?
Okay, that will work.
So I'm taking my studio cans off. I'm going to hand them to Tim, and you'll have Tim and Debbie for mine, and then we'll all get back together over here. I'm going to eat some more French toast for a few minutes. Is there any left?
Yeah.
Hey guys. Yeah. Hey Cap, do you mind if I take one ear off? I like being able to have an ear I can hear with, in case something would happen.
Well, that makes sense.
No. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I don't want to go into the details of how I got here, but you guys know I'm into tactical stuff. I've got a lot of friends in places, and so it was just a quick flight over. I don't want to say it was a SEAL team, but it was a SEAL team.
Wow, this is so delicious.
Yeah, I smelled that when I came through the kitchen, but Gil smacked my hand.
He's good at
Is
that.
he still here? He's still here.
He was somewhere. He came out. You know how like a cat, when they're on the other side of the door and they smack out. That's all I saw. It was actually kind of impressive.
It is very cat-like. Sorry, I'm yes.
I think you read. I think you read a chapter. I did an editorial one time in a tactician book. I think you took it. I think you read that article.
Yeah.
Yeah. I caught what Debbie said.
Able to get to you.
Well, hold it now, easy. He didn't get to me. I mean, I was distracted by the scent of the French toast, and then he popped out. And when I say smacked my hand, I mean obviously a split second before I saw it coming, and I thought, well, that's not going to hurt, and it actually did hurt quite a bit. He hit me right on the knuckle bone.
Yeah. Gil is deceiving.
The thing with Gil that I've come to learn in the 5 seconds I've known him, because I'm able to read people well, he's quicker than you would think, and he's stronger than you would think, but I think it's only because of the French toast.
Yeah, he's very defensive of food. I mean, in the short time we've known him.
Well, and I'm just, there's eggs in French toast, which are a good source of protein. Trust me, I know sources of protein. And I think what Gil needs to do if he wants to really, maximize that protein intake is he could do maybe 10 pull-ups right now, and he would see real growth if he continues to do that.
Yeah, with the protein.
Have you guys done pull-ups before when you're smoking a cigar?
No.
Anybody?
I can't say that I have.
No.
Oh, I usually, for every cigar I smoke, I try to bust out at least 20 pull-ups.
While you're puffing.
Anyway, what were you guys talking about? I missed some of it on the flight over with the not Navy SEALs.
Just the best cigar of the year. That's all.
What do you guys think the best cigar of the year is?
All right.
See, what I did was I'm using a tactic.
This is
I'm using a tactic that I learned.
I just took the studio cans off of Debbie. She's actually fallen asleep on me.
It's all about French toast. Yeah.
So good question.
Hey, Cap, you might want to move Debbie away from the mic. I think she's snoring into the mic.
I don't want to.
Hey?
Let me just. Tim, could you take her to the back?
Well, I can, but my body's cooling down, so I don't want to pull something in my back.
No, it's okay. Do what you need to do, and if you can, I want to. I am on the show. Yeah. Please, just lay her down in the spare room.
Where's your? I just got here. Where's your spare room, Cap? Great. Now it's saying he's going to walk through your house carrying a woman that's asleep into a bedroom, Cap.
It's down the hall. If you hit the bathroom, you went too far. Make a left right in front of the bathroom, and that's my spare room. And
nobody else in the house. Okay, Cap, so hold on a second. Stand back. Nobody else in the house is going to say, weird guy's carrying a woman that's fallen asleep into a bedroom.
There's a German Shepherd, but wait, hold on. What did you do to my German Shepherd? He didn't even bark when you came in. Is he okay?
You're going to need to read my second book, Chapter 5.
What did you didn't neutralize the dog, did you? Good Lord.
I didn't neutralize the dog.
Good.
Not permanently anyway.
Don't worry about the dog, apparently. But there is a lady and a 13-year-old boy in there. They're fine.
Oh,
They're
that's
used to
great.
people
They won't be
coming and going.
suspicious. They won't be suspicious at all.
Just please, she's on my lap, and I think she's drooling.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me put my shirt back on before I do this. I'm not walking through the house without my shirt on. Carrying a woman that's passed out into a bedroom, Cap.
Oh well.
All right. Thank you.
Cap. Hold on, Cap. Cap. Tell your kid. Cap. Tell your kid and that lady not to call the cops.
Bang her head on the door frame.
She's heavier than she looks. Okay.
Okay.
I did. Okay. I did
quicker
chest.
than he appears.
I did chest and biceps. All right. What did you do today? I did chest and biceps.
I did 2 lovely cigars that I already talked about. But just be careful with her. I need her. She's flown out here to help me formulate my cigars of the year. Just
who flew her out? Who flew her out?
Just go.
What's the pilot's name? I probably know him.
I didn't catch the pilot's name. She didn't mention it. I don't think she did.
Wasn't Special Forces.
The commercial flight, Tim.
You didn't catch the captain's name?
Tim, could you get this lady off my lap? I'm trying to do
I'll
a
do
show.
it. I'm grabbing a piece of French toast. If Gil smacks me, I'm hitting you.
Okay, if Gil smacks you, you can hit me, but you have to tell me when you're going to hit me. It's not going to be one of those scenarios where you're going to hit me whenever you want to hit me, and a surprise.
You're not going to know. You're not going to know. Chapter 6, Book 3.
Okay.
Cam, thanks for being on the show.
Try not to hit her head against the door frame. Go down the hall. It's right there. To the left. Left door on the left. If you hit the bathroom, you went too far. But it's the left door on the left. Just the door's open probably. Just go in there, lay her down. There's a spare room. And you come back if you would like. But I need to close this out. Thank you.
Tim, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. If I knew I was going to be flown out here to do work, I would have actually trained with the SEALs. Well, I didn't come with the SEALs, though, remember?
I didn't even know you were coming out. I don't even know how you know where I live.
You did good. He knows a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Chapter 2, Book 3. Chapter 2, Book 3.
Okay, I'll catch up on my read, Tim, please. It's been busy.
Goodbye, Tim. Yeah.
He didn't put his shirt back on. I don't even know if he had a shirt. I didn't. Where was
So the half-naked man carrying an unconscious woman through your house.
Unconscious woman through your house.
It's fine. We're used to a lot of people coming and going.
Yeah.
Sorry. Where were we? My apologies.
We are going to say goodnight to everyone. Is what we're going to do. It's
probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Before the police
Thank
come.
you, guys.
Well, hold on. Did we impart enough cigar wisdom? Is this?
I think the people have a stomach full. Yes, I do. I think they're.
We didn't talk about cello on, cello off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter.
Didn't mention humidor.
What it does, what it does is it opens up, like a movie ends with not really ends, though it opens up for the next movie, the next sequel. This is the second, and we're leaving it open so we can have the third episode of the Cigar Show.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's great.
All right. As we're leaving, Craig, give us your website and your blog site so people can tune into it.
All right. You can follow my nonsense at cigarcraig.com. It's easy enough. cigarcraig.com. End of year contests. The end of the year, I'll give some stuff away, like I usually do.
You can say shit. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff, too.
Yeah, I'll give some good stuff away.
So you need to get onto it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have some stuff coming up. And, Cigar Craig on Facebook, Cigar Craig 1 on Instagram, Cigar Craig on X and Threads. Cigar Craig 1, I guess, on Threads. I don't know what's Threads, but anyway, that's what I am.
It's there. All right, very good. And Mike, If people want to follow you, what do they do?
On Facebook, the Kaplowitz Media Group, a.k.a. Mike's blog. I post there all the time. I post in a number of groups, so I'm around.
All right, there you go. And Phil... I'm sorry, Mike, go on.
I was going to say, I'm not really a cigar reviewer. I just smoke cigars and enjoy them.
And tells us about them and gives us an idea of what they're like, which is,
pretty pictures.
Isn't that reviewing? Yeah, and pretty pictures. So it's always enjoyable. And Phil, you are on a couple things. Tell us about how to get a hold of those and listen to those.
Yeah, you can go to comedycigarsmusic.com. You can go to my YouTube channel, comedycigarsmusic.com. And you can catch the Phil Switch podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
Very good. And then Cap, you have mentioned a few times. I'll let you mention it again.
I appreciate that, and thank you for having me and us on again. I'm about to attack some more French toast. Gil was still here, and he actually cooked up the second batch of the stuff. So, I'm trying to eat. Sorry.
Did Tim take all that was left?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably still down the hall. I'd be probably later in the tub. But yeah, so it's Kaplowitz Media, www.kaplowitz.xyz. From there, you could find me on. You could get a hold of me from my books. You could find me on social media platforms and hold on. He got Tim again. He's smacked it. Oh, he punched me in the face.
He said he would. He said,
Tim, what the hell, dude?
If Gil hit Tim, he would punch you in the face, and there it is.
I told you, dude. Chapter 5, book 8.
Yeah.
Fucking bleeding.
Yeah. Hey, that's what happens. We got one more shout out to do before we say goodnight to all of you. Is my mic, flightlineradio.com. 24 hours a day, streaming 7 days a week.
Welcome aboard.
With a slap on the hand. Was that really worth a punch in the face?
Yes, it was. He said, he warned you. You should have contained Gil at the beginning there. But you got Flightline Radio with Mike, and he's live every Saturday.
My tooth is loose.
From 10 to noon, and then you have repeat of this episode coming up Saturday at noon. So if you are interested in listening to it again, in case you thought you might have missed something, it will be live.
Tim, you can't crash at my head for the night. You just punched me in the head.
You're on the flight line.
You're lucky he didn't pull out a tactical knife and slit his throat.
That's right. Yeah.
Tooth. I'm lucky.
Yeah. You're lucky. So, thanks for being on the show, guys.
Where's
and
my
Tim
dog?
and Debbie and Gil, thanks for your input into it. And y'all take care and have a good Christmas, Ronnie, and happy Hanukkah, since that is ending up today. And y'all have yourself a good rest of the evening. And sorry about your broken tooth and your bloody nose.
And where's my dog?
That's my dog now, Cap.
Oh, my goodness.
He's been retrained. Now he's a tactical dog.
That's a tactical dog. And he may punch you in the face next. Good night, guys.
He was talking about the dachshund.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Blood all over the floor.
Did you find the tooth? Maybe they could put it back.
I don't feel really well. I need to go lay down.
You do that. Talk to y'all later. Take care now.
All right. So long.
Good night. All right.
Wow.
They're gone.
Yeah. All at once. All right, there you have it. That's our cigar special show for this
for this year.
This year, yes. Expect them back in another 18 months, and we will welcome them.
Or sooner. Yeah.
Or sooner,
they'll say, that was fun. Let's do it again.
All right. Well, this, as you mentioned, this will replay on Saturday, unless you're listening to me already on Saturday. It'll be 12 p.m. Eastern time on Flightline Radio, and appreciate it. So tune in then, and we'll talk to you. I don't know.
Mike is live.
Anybody next
10
week?
to noon, right before the show.
Yeah. He'll be on there announcing some stuff. And going there. I don't think we have another. Do we have guest next week? I'm not sure if there's. What is next week?
We
21st?
don't.
Okay.
What I'm going to do next week, we're going to have a champagne, talk about what to have for Christmas and New Year, and wines and ports and different things. And we're just going to have a overall review of some of the stuff that you can have with your big meals coming up and your celebrations on New Year's Eve. So that will be coming up next week.
Very cool.
And then, thank you again to Cap, Phil, Craig, and Mike. Always fun and hopefully educational.
Okay.
And so, and some of the, as a full disclosure, when you tune in to Phil Switch, a lot of those characters you heard tonight will be on Phil Switch. So they make the rounds. And then 1st and 15th is also played on Flightline Radio, so you can always listen to that or to the different channels that they were telling you it was on. So there's lots of ways to listen to those guys. So tune into them, listen to them.
Yeah, definitely.
And thank them again for being on. And we're done for another week.
We are done. We'll be back next Thursday, which is the 21st of December. And thank you all for tuning in, and have a great week and a weekend ahead. Great weekend and a week ahead. And well, be safe and have a good time. We'll
be safe. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
This concludes tonight's broadcast of All About Wine with your host, Ron. For show information, links to All About Wine on Twitter and Facebook, or to be a guest on this show, visit the show website at www.allaboutwinebtr.com. Archived shows are available for download on iTunes or on our show page at blogtalkradio.com/allaboutwine. Thank you for listening. Drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time on All About Wine.
All About Wine.